Good morning and welcome to the reading of Quantum Life. This morning we are reading Chapter 8, Planetary Transition. Chapter 8, Planetary Transition. Beloved hearts, today we're going to gain a deeper understanding of the process the planet is going through at the moment. Planetary Transition. Some of the students may already be familiar with this concept, but many still have doubts about what is really happening, about the veracity of the process, due to the countless sources of information spread through various media talking about it. Therefore, it is very important that you understand the main points of this transitory and decisive moment in which you live on the planet. As we have mentioned here before, everything in the universe is heading towards its own expansion. Everything naturally evolves, absolutely everything. So it would be no different when it comes to planets, stars, natural satellites, galaxies, and any atomic bodies that exist in the universe. Everything in the universe is consciousness. Did you think the planet would it be too? Your planet, where you are currently incarnated, is also a living being. It is also a consciousness, which over countless thousands of years has added so much information to its divine particle that it is capable of supporting the evolution of other, less advanced sparks and collaborating with their evolution process, offering them a school place to study and develop their spirits to the next levels of their paths. But as everything in the universe evolves, the time has come for your planet to take a higher step in its own evolution, which will have a direct impact on the process of those who are incarnated here or have chosen to incarnate here to evolve and accompany this process in the years to come. It is extremely important that you recognize that you are not oblivious to this process, precisely because you are here today, incarnated and evolving. You are not exempt from the changes that this process will entail. So understanding what is happening and what you can do to align your path with the natural trajectory that the Earth is on will be better for your process, because this will be a gigantic door that will open for those who see it and take advantage of this planetary movement to advance on their own individual process of conscious evolution. Those who have eyes see it. The important point, and one that attests to God's greatness and love for all his divine creatures, is that this process takes time to happen, so that all the beings evolving here have the chance to rise in time to adapt to the new vibratory pattern that will be emitted by the planet. The planet evolves in 14,000 years cycles. Every 2,000 years, the planet receives the presence of a great being of light who comes to awaken a new level of consciousness in the incarnate humanity of his time and beyond. So that, little by little, the spirits who have chosen to evolve here can add information over multiple incarnations. Many of you who are here have gone through hundreds, thousands of incarnations over the last few millennia on Earth, whether you know it or not. So every 2,000 years, with the arrival of a new avatar on Earth, such as our beloved Jesus Sananda, or Buddha, or Krishna, humanity takes a step towards its evolution and towards the movement of the planet too, with the help of the teachings that these great masters of consciousness brought to the brothers and sisters of their time. However, the learning process of the divine spark incarnating here is still slow. Many of them are still at very primary levels in their process of adding information and are stuck with a single piece of knowledge, a single belief for an entire incarnation, which makes the process longer and more time-consuming, instead of expanding their horizons and trying to speed up the process by adding as much knowledge as possible in a single incarnation. But as God provides fair opportunities for each of His children according to their merit and free will, the process of evolution of the school dwellings offer a window of time that is sufficiently long to be accessed by those who are dedicated to seeking their own evolution, in order to keep up with the movement of the planet. That's why the planetary process of expansion is slower, because with unconditional love, it provides the necessary time for those who feel the need to take hold of the reins of their conscious evolution to improve themselves within this window of time, follow the planetary movement, benefit their own expansion, and also collaborate in the expansion of those who are still learning. And it is precisely in order to give their children a fair chance that the process does not happen and will never happen abruptly, as this would cause a tremendous shock of vibrational energy incompatibility in a large part of the beings incarnated here. And this is also why the spirituality of light is working incessantly to bring light to your consciousness and prepare you for the planetary transition process, which is already underway and is fast approaching, so that the greatest number of sparks have the opportunity to take advantage of this natural energetic elevation of the planet and, with it, accelerate their own evolutionary process. The Earth is currently in a bardo, a term that means the transition from one state to another. The time it takes to climb from one step to the next. In the Earth's old evolutionary cycle, the energy imprinted here allowed beings to incarnate in order to learn and correct the mistakes of their past experiences, clearing their karmas and raising their knowledge and energy to the point of universal self-consciousness. Now, in the new moment that we are heading towards together with the Earth, the work of the divine sparks is to expand their consciousness in love and constant improvement over the mastery of the tool, mind, and the dissolution of the illusion of matter, ego, towards the primordial connection with their own divine particle, to recognize themselves as an infinite spirit part of the whole, and no longer as a being separate from it. So that they can generate a great change in humanity's consciousness towards cosmic union with the whole. This is what has been popularly referred to as the transition from the ages of Pisces, which represents this period of trials, expiations, and corrections of errors, to the age of Aquarius, which represents the golden age of the planet, which begins its cycle of regeneration based on the awakening consciousness of its incarnate beings. Together with this movement, the energy of the planetary grid will also rise, moving from the 3D and 4D dimensions of evolution to the 5D vibration, where the environment here will provide a new level of study for all the beings who will incarnate here, already more advanced in the process of understanding that they are not just this body, 3D, and this mind, 4D, but the consciousness that governs them, 5D. Therefore, when we talk about the planetary transition from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius and the raising of the planet's vibration to 5D, we are talking about a collective blossoming of the planetary consciousness of the beings present here, who have reached a point in their evolution where they no longer need to face trials, but dedicate their path to expanding their consciousness even further in order to contribute to the process of regenerating the earth and nature in a sustainable, loving and conscious way. This is a natural process which is already happening and cannot be stopped. The consciousness of the divine spark that reflects on this understands that the best way forward is to join the natural movement of the planet and work on its improvement and purification from inferiorities, on letting go of material illusion, on raising its own consciousness and energy in accordance with the new vibration that will be emitted on the planet. Those who don't believe, those who refuse to work for their improvement, those who deny, those who choose to remain in negative energetic vibrations, in unconscious identification with the illusion of matter, who wish to remain in conflict, will also be given fair opportunities to evolve, but unfortunately it will be on another planet that accommodates that level of vibration, because it will no longer be compatible with Earth's energies of regeneration and conscious healing. And that's fine too, because each child has free will to decide how they will guide their evolutionary process. They will only receive what is similar and compatible with their current stage of evolution, and there is nothing more loving than being treated fairly. Now, from the golden years of the Earth, a great positive and conscious transformation will take place on the planet, breaking countless dense patterns, unveiling the lies that have been told to you over millennia, dissolving the material illusion, unmasking false teachers, false icon venerated in their time, and opening the doors of perception to see the universal truth of consciousness. The universal truth from consciousness. The old, the lying, the dense, the illusory will fall away, and this process is already underway, which is why there is so much conflict on Earth today. We are going through the transition phase of levels of consciousness, and with it, great power structures will also be broken down, so that the truth can come out. We are now facing the narrow passage in the middle of the hourglass. And now we see a picture of the hourglass. Above is the 3D/4D. Then there is the smaller part of the hourglass, which signifies the transition, the energy filter. And then in the lower part of the hourglass we see 5D. Where time and opportunities of improvement are passing and everything is happening faster becomes the window of manifestation, because the window of manifestation is narrower. Everything we do at this time is enhanced by the speed of manifestation. The particles of possibility are being collapsed much more quickly. We think and it happens. We feel and it happens. This is the great opportunity to decide what you want for your paths and make the most conscious choice for your evolution. The process of planetary transition is already underway. Its process is rapid and it is happening as predicted by spirituality and authorized by God. Now it's up to you to decide what to do with the new information you've been given. Beloveds, in the next chapter we will talk about the effects of energetic compatibility and incompatibility during and after the conclusion of the planetary transition period. Beloved hearts, I am Saint Germain. And this is also the end of chapter 8, Planetary Transition.